Hi, everybody. Today's video is going to be about membership count, what it is, and how we're going to handle it at Pilgrim Academy. First of all, membership count is the way for the district to know how many kids are in fact engaged in learning with Pilgrim Academy, meaning not only were they registered, but they are actually attending lessons. How did we do membership count before? Well, that was those index cards that we used to get the first day of school telling us, okay, these are all the kids in your class. Who is here? Sign. If that person is here, the kid would sign as well, and then we would send that to the office. Any kid that wasn't present would be deleted from your list. Okay? That is not going to be the way we're going to process it this year. Membership count is going to have 4 days this year. So the first week of school, we're going to be able to save that kid's spot in Pilgrim Academy. So they have 4 days to show up. Okay? How is that process going to look? Well, it's going to start on Tuesday, the first day of school. So let's imagine that it's September 8th and it is 10:30, our first ADA time. So at that time, how many kids have I made contact with? How many kids have made contact with me? How many kids are in Teams? How many kids have sent me a message through Class Dojo, through email, through a chat, through a text message? How many kids have called me? How many kids I've had contact with that morning? Well, that is the number of members you can count in that day. So September 8th, for example, I have a total of 23 students in my class. Well, out of those 23, I have had contact with 16 up to 10:30 that morning. That means that is my membership count, and that is what I'm sending to the school. Okay? Easy peasy up to there. All right, now we move on to the next day, September 9th. What's going to happen? I still have those 16 kids that I have made contact with. They are still in there. I'm still counting them. But what happened last night? Well, 2 other kids made an assignment, sent me a message, gave me a call at some point after 10:30, at any point until 11:59, meaning that they signed up to the hub, they sent you a message, any type of contact. So those kids are now going to be added to the 16 that you had before. Now we have 18. And that morning, 3 more kids showed up. That same day, the 9th, 3 more kids showed up. So now I have a grand total of 25 kids in my roster, 25 kids that are active in my roster. Okay? 21 kids. My roster is actually growing. If you see here, I now have 25 kids. So I have to keep that in mind, that my roster can actually increase in number. All right? Now we're moving on to the next day. So on the next day, my roster still has 25 kids. I don't know why there's a typo there of 24. My roster still has 25 kids. So I have the 21 kids that I had yesterday. Nobody made contact with me through the night. So now I'm waiting for the morning. And now 10:30 on September 10th, 3 more kids made contact. So now we have 24 kids. And then by the end of the week, whatever number that is going to be the number of kids in your class. Okay? When are we going to be able to actually submit this 11th membership? The September 11th membership. Well, September 11th at 10:30. Okay? I know it's a little bit confusing. If you have any questions, please let your admin know. But it's basically an increase in number every day. You should have more kids showing up, or you got to keep the same number. There's not going to be less kids. There's only going to be either more or you're keeping the same number. Okay? All right, how are we going to actually submit this to school? Well, we have this Google form. It's going to be very easy. It's very simple. It only has 3 questions. The first one they ask you is, what is your name? So who are you? So here I am, P. Misas or Kilgore. And then what day is today? So today is September 8th, and I go next. There, I'm going to just put the number in my grade, within my grade. So I go to grade level 3rd. And as I showed you in my example, on September 8th, I had 16 kids. So I'm going to write 16. And then I submit it. And that's all. So this is the form you are going to be faced with at 10:30. This is the form you're going to send out at 10:30. Okay? This form, again, is different from attendance. That is something you have to do in PowerSchool. That is a different video. Okay? This is a completely independent task that you're going to have to do every day of the next week. Okay? Every day of the next week, you're going to say, okay, out of my 23 kids, I have made contact with 10 kids. Okay? That's the first day, 10. The second day, I've made contact with 15 kids. Okay, that's 15. The next day, I've only made contact with those 15. Well, that number still stays 15. And then finally, I've made contact with my 23 kids. So the last day, you're going to sign up to that. Okay? Please ask your admin if you have any questions. I don't know that I was the most fair voice in this, but I hope you understood and let anybody know.